Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ball IQ Podcast. Tolu, Real Madrid fan,
Nelson, Chelsea fan.
and per usual, we'll go through results recap of the games. Well, the game that happened last week, which was the Champions League final. We'll sprinkle in a lot actually, on transfers because a
Yeah.
lot happened. Then we'll deep dive on the Champions League final, talk about our Player of the Week, Goal of the Week, and upcoming fixtures, which is pretty much the Nations League games that are coming. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Just want to apologize for anybody I offended with my jubilation in the last video. I was fresh off of the first trophy in 3 years. So I apologize. I think I took the piss a bit, so I apologize. But doing well. Settling into the summer window here that we got. And
Yeah.
obviously, we had a feast of a Champions League final that we're gonna get into here.
First of all, since you brought it up, I know personally I couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah, both of us.
but at least you got like
PSG,
and I'm like, oh, the space that PSG was gonna exploit, it's not gonna be there. What?
What a shellacking!
Wow.
And Inter was. I mean, it's funny. With the people that I was watching the game with, they were trying to just tell me that like Inter wasn't a good defense leading up to that final. When I think I saw a stat, they hadn't been behind
for more than 20 minutes, something like that.
At most. So they had been very tactically sound.
Yep.
They'd been in it. But anyway, we'll get into it.
We will get into it. We will get into it. But you know where we should start?
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Oh yeah. That oh yeah is the perfect answer to where we should start. Nigeria beating Jamaica in the Unity Cup final on penalties.
Reggae boys.
Yeah, grab your particulars and show them your particulars. Very good. Very
no
good.
Visa here.
No visa here.
I just go through.
Yeah. I almost missed the game. Actually, I caught the end of the game because I was like, I know the game it was on, but because of what I had to do on Saturday.
Yeah, it always bums me out being in America and trying to watch African coverage of football games. They always make it
just a hassle.
Yeah, a hassle.
But yeah,
I was able to find a stream.
Yeah, and sent it to me.
You sent it to him.
Yeah. It was. I mean, and apparently from the gist I was hearing around, like it was good vibes. It was good, like vibes around. It was like no love lost stuff like that. Yeah.
I heard. Yeah, the crowd was great, and it sounded like from the most part there was a DJ in the stands.
Yeah, oh,
because right after the game stopped, I mean, the playlist dropped immediately, and I saw some footage. So it looked like a great. I had honestly not known that much about the Unity Cup.
Me neither.
Like the second time?
I think it's the third. I think it's the third, and Nigeria has won all three.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
You take it where you can get it.
Shoot. Take it, and there's some for Nigeria at least, some A-listers, the Samuel Chukwueze, the Moses Simon, the Wilfred Ndidi, Stanley Nwabali. Like these are like.
Nwabali.
Yeah, there's some of the core guys are.
I saw Musa on the bench. I mean, how old is Ahmed Musa?
Let's move on.
Oh, yeah.
Let's move on. Then in the Nations League, Germany played Portugal. They lost to Portugal 2-1. First loss to Portugal in 25 years. It was a good game. The first half, it was obvious like these guys have played way too much. Like it was just like the first 15 minutes was explosive back and forth. Then from then to the end of the half it was slow. Then Germany scoring early in the second half with Wirtz, soon to be Liverpool, kind of ignited the match a little bit, and then Portugal made some substitutions. Conceição comes with his finesse plus. Shout out to the Ultimate Team players. Finesse plus finish. Then the OG, triple OG Cristiano.
CR7.
40 years old, still deciding big European games. I mean, what else is there to say? But yeah, that happened. I don't know. I mean, tomorrow,
big
game. Spain versus France.
La Furia Roja. A lot of tough talk leading up to this game.
Big talk.
Between
the
teenage phenoms. I've been
Mm-hmm.
asking. I think on the first podcast episode, it might have been a mock rather,
Yeah.
where we were talking about who do we think the answer is to um,
Let me.
I mean, and it. I mean, who knew? This Due guy is band for band.
Maybe not bad for
No,
bad.
no, no. But he's willing. He's a
Yeah.
willing
Contender. Yeah.
contender.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. Right?
Yeah.
Man to man, got some work to do, but still, I was very excited to see another teenage talent.
Yeah.
Football's kind of not in a lull, but like we're turning the page and we're about to see some new
It's
superstars.
healing.
It's healing.
The
Yeah,
game
it's
is healing.
Yes.
The game is healing.
Amen.
It's funny you mentioned both of them
Mm-hmm.
because both of them remind me of Neymar.
Mm-hmm.
And players like that,
Disciples of Nay.
yeah, I can't really hate on them
Well,
because
they remind you why you love.
exactly. Like when Neymar, I mean, I'm a diehard Real Madrid fan. I couldn't bring myself to disliking Neymar,
Pure joy.
Ronaldinho. Like I had the obviously respectful hate for Messi because I obviously Messi's Messi, but like if I was in the middle of two stadiums and Messi was playing this stadium and Neymar was playing this stadium, I'm going to see Neymar.
Nay. Yeah.
That's the kind of players I like. So seeing Yamal and Due do their thing, and I know Due literally came out and said like Neymar is his idol. So I love both of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said. I don't think you could have said it better. Football is healing. I think the way that PSG approached that game. Again, we'll get into it, but like there was serious doubt in the game being gone, and there's still some claims the game is gone, but Pep and his style of play, I feel like had kind of dominated his disciples.
Yeah.
My club shit.
Yeah.
Disciple of Pep, he's even bald, but I feel like what PSG is playing. It's just in the way they played and handled that final and approached it. The style of play throughout the tournament, football is healing for sure.
Yeah, it is healing. And remember how PSG started the Champions League?
Mhm.
They struggled to qualify
Yeah,
out of the league phase. So
yeah. I think weren't they down to City at one point?
yes,
Yeah, they could have lost.
they could have lost that game. They won that game, I think. They lost to Arsenal earlier on, and then it came back and beat them. Like they weren't really a good side until it clicked. And
it's weird, man, because it was just a weird final.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I watched it like this.
Yeah, just in awe because when my club has won the Champions League, when we do it, it's typically the first time in 2012 we definitely conceded a few goals when Andre Villas-Boas was the manager before we got Di Matteo. But this most recent time, I think we conceded a total of 4 goals.
Yeah, too cool.
Tournament.
And you guys beat me to the on the way. Yeah,
but like to see a team concede not 1, not 2, not 3, and it was near posts. 4 of them near. I mean, I was in.
That's true. I didn't clock that.
Some are. Again, we'll talk about it later. But he was beaten at the near post 4 times.
One was a deflection.
Yes, one was a deflection. To be fair, but you could tell that PSG came in with like
they did their homework.
Yeah, I mean, and I would not. We're thinking in the past episode we were talking about how Luis Enrique has that Marcelo Bielsa approach to football.
Yeah.
I mean, nuanced approach.
He was on the crane. Watching the training.
Like, Sommer doesn't look, good at the near post. We should at least try. And lo and behold, they beat him. He was exposed. I think he had like a 3-8 sofa score or something like that, just because of everybody concedes goals. 5 is quite a few, but the manner in which he conceded, a goalie shouldn't be beaten at that like that. So
I mean, it shouldn't be beaten that many times in one game, like in one half.
Yes, and,
I didn't think of that. Now that you said it, because now I'm flashing back to the game. Even like Kvaratskhelia, he had 2 chances before he finally scored, and all of them he was trying to go near post.
Correct. It was my dad who pointed this out to me. He was like, he was like, I've never seen in all his years of watching football. I've never seen, especially in a final, a goalie be beaten near post like that consistently goal after goal after goal.
And remember Bakula's chance? He was going near
Yeah,
post again after he
I
sat
think.
a Serbi
Yeah,
down. That was
exactly. And that was almost enough. Yeah.
bad. Another near
So
post. Anyway,
tactical masterclass by
oh
Luis
yeah,
Enrique.
yeah, 100%. Tactical masterclass. Then the youth showed as well, but
Yeah.
we'll get into it. But speaking of Champions League, really quick,
Hmm.
team of the season: Donnarumma in goal, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Bastoni, and Nuno Mensch are the defenders. Vitinha and Rice
I
in the
mean,
midfield.
we know why Rice is there. I know it's a sore subject, but other than that moment of brilliance, I think it's a little
I
bit.
mean,
It's a little bit kind.
he's very kind.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good player.
Yeah.
He's a good
No
player.
shade,
No
but
shade, but and for me to even mention this guy's name, you know that this guy was a serious guy this season.
mhm,
Pedri not being in that middle,
yeah, is a crime.
game might be gone. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Were
Pedri
there
not
were
being
there
there.
any Barca players in
Oh
that?
yeah, I mean
Yeah, of
Yamal and
course, of course, up
Rafinha
front, up front,
were in the team. Then completed by Dembele and Due.
Hmm.
Even Due is generous. Like
He's finished strong.
he finished strong, but for the whole season,
Yeah.
I would have. I mean, good player. Obviously, we already waxed lyrical about him, but I would have been fine keeping Rice, swapping Due for Pedri. I
Hmm.
would have been fine with it.
Keeping, you said,
Keeping Rice
mm,
and so Rice, Vitinha, because Rice and Vitinha are the
and
only
then
center
swapping.
midfielders.
Okay,
Removing Due and bringing in
Pedri up
Pedri's.
there. Okay,
Come on.
yeah. The way he played throughout the tournament, save the defensive efforts of Barcelona. They were very strong throughout the entire tournament. One could
Yeah.
say that they belonged there, but now that you saw how Inter didn't they concede how many goals to Inter? Barcelona did.
Well, true. They considered four. I mean, 4 and 3, so 7 goal.
That same Inter we just saw.
Yeah, that same Inter that just
Okay.
go wipe. Jamie was saying they should have just let Barcelona go to the final.
Yeah,
Barcelona PSG would have been a fun final.
it would have been fun, but I think defensively
Yeah,
that
they would have
they've
been.
got
They would have.
serious
Imagine
problems.
if Dembele had his way.
Mm.
If he had won the.
Enrique and every that would have been there would have been a bunch of juicy subplots to
Oh
that
my
game
God,
for sure. But yeah, he would have had his way.
he would have had
He would
his
have had his
way.
way.
And Enrique won a treble with PSG.
Uh-huh.
Won it with
Barca.
Barca as well. There's a photo that I saw. I don't know if I sent it to you of in Barcelona. Enrique and Pep were still players, and
Yeah.
Jose was the
The
interpreter.
interpreter.
And three of them have won trebles
Yeah.
twice.
That's crazy. Twice. That's a lot of trophies.
That's a lot of
There's a whole
trophies.
lot of greatness.
Yeah.
Speaks to, the legacy of the coaches that Barcelona all the way back from Cruyff to Ben Hall and who's
Mm-hmm.
the interpreter that who was Jose an interpreter for?
Bobby Robson, I
There we
believe.
go.
Yep.
That's the man.
Yep.
That's the man.
Yep.
What a
So
little football history for you
a
guys at
little,
home.
just a little ball IQ for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go quickly to transfers.
Mm-hmm.
Let's.
Early window this year.
I was gonna say I've never seen so much activity,
Early business.
bruh. The season just finished.
Just finished. We got like a 10-day period, and then
Mm-hmm.
it pauses. I think. Or no.
Wait, you mean the transfer
Yeah,
season?
the transfer window.
I don't even know.
So I think because of the Club World Cup, there was like a special window that was open.
See, I didn't even know.
So I think the transfer window officially opened this week. But I think you were allowed to sign players a little bit earlier on, I believe,
That's why we
because
paid.
of the Club World Cup. So that's why Liverpool did their business early. That's why Trent came in early. Even so
Yeah.
it's an interesting window for sure.
Yeah,
What do
Liverpool.
you got?
First of all, Trent confirmed now.
Confirm.
Again, I like Trent I liked watching Trent for other teams, but nervous about how he would fit in Madrid because in Madrid as a fullback, Look at Danny Carvajal. Look at Ferland Mendy.
Got to do your job both ways.
Both ways.
Mhm.
Like you will be faced. You'll be left one on one. You will be listen. You'll be left one on one, and you have to handle your business. So that worries me. On the flip side, um, his creativity is a huge plus. So
Mhm.
finding the balance, they'll probably. I mean, Alonso will probably play. I don't want to go too deep into this, but he'll probably play Valverde on his side to
Help.
help with the running and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
It's kind of yeah. It's I think it's interesting how closely related Xabi Alonso, Frimpong, and Trent are in the
Mhm.
sense that I mean, obviously Frimpong played under Xabi
Yeah.
Alonso. Trent is about to play under Xabi Alonso,
Hmm.
and both of them aren't the most. They're both very exciting going forward,
But
but both, you know, could definitely use some. Definitely don't prioritize defending. Let's
yeah,
just keep it, leave it there.
keep it a bean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be like you said with an idea of Valverde helping
Yeah.
with the defensive duties, helping not get letting him get so exposed um, by some of the wingers in La Liga. I think it's going to take that and just you know highlighting his strengths and masking some of his weaknesses
Yeah.
until he improves a bit as a player. Because I think he has. I think he improves while he's at
Yeah.
Real.
I think he has to.
Yeah,
Like he sink or swim
yeah.
in that kind of market. Sink or
Hmm.
swim. Like you mentioned already, Frimpong is confirmed now. These are stuff that we're
Yeah.
the transfers are not even exciting anymore
Well,
because
I
we already
mean,
know.
you just I like Fabrizio Romano, but there's an argument, maybe not an episode, but a snippet that could be had
Yeah,
about the fact that I said there's elements of the game that are still gone.
gone.
That's a
That's
part of
gone.
it. I missed the yellow ticker at the bottom of
Mm-hmm.
Sky Sports or
Mm-hmm.
BBC Sports or breaking
Or
news on
Fox
deadline
Sports
day.
or
You know,
CBS.
yeah. Now Fabrizio lets you know.
Here we go,
Yeah.
and he said, "Here we go."
Here we land. There we land.
um, Allegri is going to AC Milan.
Yeah,
So
saw that. He's been in a
he was.
couple of clubs now
No,
in
I mean, he
Serie
was
A. Juve for
Juventus.
a while. 2 stints.
Yeah, two stints.
That's it.
That's his more
It was his
prominent,
mother club.
successful stints. But looks like he's going to AC Milan.
He
I
did.
mean, that's a good pick for them to like because they're going to be doing a lot of revamping. I mean, like, might as well just mention Magnan going, looking like he's going to Chelsea.
Yeah, what I heard from Fab is simple.
Speaking of
Yeah,
Fab,
what I heard from Fabrizio is about 60% chance.
hmm
Obviously, Magnan is in his last year of the deal.
yeah,
He's not interested in signing an extension. He's on about 69,000 euros, which is about 60,000 P's. Um, Chelsea can afford that. Any major club in Europe can afford that. And furthermore, a player in the last year of their contract represents a financial liability
yeah,
for any club.
yeah,
Obviously, AC Milan's in a tough position
hmm
financially with no Europe,
hmm
um, and they're trying to get 30 million for Mike Mignon, excuse me. We're starting at 8.5, just to give you some perspective of the hardball we're playing.
my advice to you is pay the money.
Yeah, pay the money because he's worth it by far. I think he's World Cup is loading just because of how stout the French team is
Yeah,
coming in 2026. We have plenty of French-speaking players on our team. I think it would represent a fantastic signing. I don't know why our club or Chelsea's playing a little bit of hardball. We've got 4 or 5 goalkeepers
yeah.
on
I think
retainer.
that's why.
That's why. And
That's why.
but right now it's 8.5 million. Deadline of Monday in advance of the Club World Cup.
Hmm.
I see us increasing that if but
To like 15, maybe.
yeah, but everybody knows dealing with an Italian club and you're trying to extract resources, it's a hostage situation. So
uh,
I hope we get some.
I think
We
he
get him.
would. I think
hope
he
we
would.
do.
I'm sure he'll. I mean, if anything, he would push
Yeah,
for it because Champions League football, England, London,
We
Chelsea,
could double 60K
easily
easy. It fits into our wage structure.
two and a half even.
Easy, yeah,
Yeah.
easy structure. And he's 29, or excuse me, yeah, 29.
That's prime years for a goalie.
He'll be I think 29 or 20 or 30 in July, which makes him 4 years older than Tosin, who's our oldest
So
player.
the new uncle.
He would be the new uncle.
It might be
a
captain
leader.
material. Yeah,
Exactly.
because
So
he's one of the captains in
yeah,
AC.
but you know, AC Milan's word. I mean, Reinders just left. Johnny Reinders was
Mm-hmm.
confirmed. I think Liao is. There's rumors, murmurs about Liverpool or Bayern both being interested in him.
Leal in Liverpool. Oh my
Mm-mm.
God, Leal. You know,
I
Leal
felt
in
for him.
any prem team
Yeah.
would give me Alan Saint-Maximin vibes. I
That's a
feel like
great
we
comparison.
miss
Yeah,
players like that
yeah.
in
Saint-Maximin.
Prem anyway. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we have them in La Liga.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
what's his name? Maybe Olise
Lisa.
in maybe not
I
actually.
think what was I saying? Liao, I think with the two clubs that are interested in him, I heard Bayern and Liverpool, as I mentioned. I could
I
see
can see Bayern though.
Bayern. I could see.
Who's on the left?
So I heard Sane might be leaving Bayern.
Yeah,
I
but
think he's on the right. Excuse me.
yeah.
But not only that, I heard that they're interested in Eze coming, maybe to rebuild or repair
Reconnecting.
the Olise and Eze.
Eze should just go.
Yeah,
Honestly, any talent like that in England, any like flary kind of player,
just go.
just go, just
Yeah.
leave because look at Jack Grealish, who
Mm.
they left out of the Club World Cup squad,
Yeah.
so
Wow.
he's on the like.
That's
That's
cold.
why I was very happy that
Damn.
Jude didn't go to Liverpool or anywhere. I mean, not no shade or anything like that. Any
Sure.
English team. I just feel like players like that. I like again. We mentioned players like Neymar and Due
Mm.
and Yamal, James Madison. Like who else? Like players that have a little
They steal the
je ne sais
joy.
quoi. Like
Yeah.
it just goes away when
Yeah.
the higher up they go, kind of thing. And I
Yeah.
don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. So I would say if I were Eze, brother, guy,
Yeah.
just go Germany. I
Yeah.
beg, just go. No go
Olise.
City. I
Yeah.
beg.
Michael Olise, or Olise. I can't. He's French. He's
It's
French, but he's also Algerian. But he's also
also Nigerian.
yeah.
Olisa is a Nigerian name.
Yeah. So okay. So now I know how to pronounce it.
Yeah,
Thank you for clarifying that.
yeah.
But he looks like he's having the time of his life.
He's cooking.
He's in the form of his life. So
Yeah.
anyway, AC Milan's just they've gone through a couple of these periods of time where they've just had a hard time keeping their best players, and then they go through this. I don't want to say a banter era, but they go through reconstruction, and it lasts a couple of years, it lasts a year. Um, I think one of the biggest flexes in modern day football is losing Donnarumma
Mm-hmm.
and signing Mike Mignon.
Mignon, yeah. That's
They didn't even. There's no drop off.
But shout out to Donnarumma for winning the Champions
Donnie's.
League.
I mean, yeah.
He's won the Euros and the Champions League.
Yeah. So, they're gonna have to replace talent well. It's gonna be a tough position for AC. But
Do you see?
Allegri gets a lot out of his talent.
Do you see AC Milan turning into a United situation?
I think anytime a major club um, loses European competition either for a season or more than or multiple seasons, it represents a very precarious situation for
Mm-hmm.
that club. I
Mm-hmm.
think AC Milan has done a good job in regards to their frugality and
Mm-hmm.
financial situation, whereas Man United, the reason that they're in
Oh
dire
yeah,
straits
you're right.
is
Oh my
because
God.
of the wages.
Sancho, Rashford,
Sancho, Casemiro,
Casemiro, uh,
yeah,
Varane before he left,
yeah. So that is
Bruno.
they just kept doubling down on. Okay, we missed it last year, but we're gonna get it next year. And they've got the marketing, and they're one of the biggest clubs in the world. So I'm not saying AC isn't, but just look at the TV
You're right. Oh my
revenue
God.
of the Prem
Of the
versus
Prem.
Serie.
Weren't you the one showing me what Sunderland got for getting into the Prem and
Yeah,
what Barcelona got for
Barcelona got.
winning the La Liga?
Yeah, I think last time I looked at it, I think Serie A is like 3.4 billion. I think in yearly revenue, I
Mm-hmm.
think the Prem represents around 7.41 billion. That's with a
That's
B.
more than double.
So
With a B, in
yeah,
case they didn't hear it, speak to the mic.
with a B. So it's just really when it's frustrating because when you're trying to buy from AC or from a Serie A club, they try and
Yeah,
fleece because they
Tonali
need the
and
money.
yeah,
But when when they're buying players, they're like, we only have about $10.
I mean,
Actually, that's messed up. I shouldn't have said that. But they only have 10 million.
look
Like,
at I mean, to be honest, how how long has it been since an Italian team splashed cash for like a marquee player? Like Ronaldo, maybe they paid us like about 100.
and they're still angry about it.
Yeah, they're
They're
still
still
very
very,
angry.
very angry about that.
They paid us about 100.
And they
We bought him for 80.
it's you could argue that it set them like Juve back
Yeah,
because clubs don't in clubs in that league don't spend like
they
that
don't.
because they don't got the they just don't have it like that.
They don't. And I mean, thinking back to like, look at for example, the Inter team that Mourinho won the Champions League with.
Old man.
How many rejects and old men?
Yeah.
Samuel Eto'o was a reject from Barca. Schneider was a reject from Real Madrid. Diego Milito was from nowhere. Like you go through. I mean, they've always had like these. They've never had from not never, but since I've been watching the game anyway, they've never had like a real
young youth. I mean, maybe, and if it is, it's like a homegrown young.
not even young, like a big like money. Like
player.
one of your favorite strikers, Vlahovic.
Dusan
Vlahovic. When Juve signed him, it was how much was it? I can't remember, but it was some sort of big deal.
Yeah.
It was like in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken.
Did he come to Fiorentina?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Fiorentina. Yeah. But anyway, we always digress when it comes to this a transfer bit, but
I mean, I could go on for a long time about transfers.
Yeah, all right, Fabrizio. Sarri, your whole old homeboy is going back to Lazio.
The cigarette smoking legend himself.
Yeah,
late stage coach. Good for him. I think. I just want him to be successful wherever he goes.
Just want him to be happy.
Yeah.
Says the ex that's moved on. I just want him to be happy.
He's a good guy.
Oh my God, he's a good guy. You're making it worse.
Just want all the best for him. But like for he's for a coach to have started so late in his life like he did.
Yeah, fair.
Be just doing it for the love of the game.
Fair.
Literally, is kind of cool to see. So
fair. Cunha confirmed United.
Where's the money coming from? Where is
Ozark situation? Maybe.
I just Europe. The wage bill is what it is. We sent Sancho back. I just don't understand where the money's coming from. But good for them. Great player.
Yeah.
Fits their system well.
Fits one of the 2 10s behind the striker. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
also, excuse me, I won't go too long, but kind of a testament to where United is as a club. Yes, it's a perfect player for them. Yes, it's a good player. But Wolves finished below United, correct? This year?
Yeah.
Anyway, in the
around,
ballpark.
I think they both had the same points.
Right around the same range. So that's where they're shopping right now.
Yeah. So, exactly.
Just,
And the lap, like I remember you saying they went from losing the final, takes them from a market of Victor Osimhen and the two Victors, right? To Liam Delap at best. And Chelsea gets Delap.
Able to get Delap. Shout out to Thomas Tuchel. I don't know if you heard about what he did. Liam Delap, long story short, is seen as like the heir apparent to Harry Kane and the team. I don't know if that's ambitious or not, but I need to see it, to be honest. I've been doing a lot of compilation watching since the Here We Go. But he's seen as that, and I think he obviously he did a tour of a couple of clubs.
Yeah.
Had a powwow with Thomas Tuchel, who's now the gaffer for England. And he asked him like,
what do you think?
What do where what gives me the best route to the national team? And I mean, Tuchel made it quite clear, like playing in the Club World Cup or playing like at a top tier competition or a top tier club would give you the best avenue, to get selected and playing in Europe rather.
That'll be good for him.
Would be the best avenue to get selected, and that kind of did it. It's crazy to see because Chelsea's lost out on a couple of players the last 3 years while we've been going through our rough patch because of the lack of European competition. So to see that kind of flip switch, or switch flip is it's nice to see. So
Congratulations.
it
Well
should.
done.
Thank you.
So like you've been saying, if Sancho goes back, Nicholas Jackson goes to the left. Now you have
Mhm.
a proper nine.
Proper nine. I think we'll keep Jackson. There's
Yeah,
rumors
you
that
have to keep Jackson now.
there's rumors that we might bring in Ekatike, another striker. Um,
Very good striker, very
yeah,
quick.
we're trying to do that quickly. But I think Liverpool's rumored to be interested as well.
Mm.
Um, but they've done 3 deals back to back to back. Yeah, they've got Jam, but like you got to sell somebody.
Yeah.
Like so, this
I
is
mean,
the
we
clear
give
deal.
them 10 million
Yeah,
for Trent.
you did give them a little bit,
We did.
but this is the time where they're reloading rather.
Mm-hmm.
So a club like Chelsea who doesn't have the prestige and the pool that Liverpool might have in this moment in time,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still a very exciting project. Now is the time
And London.
to call Ekatike and be like, because I mean, feasibly, like I said, Kirkez, Frimpong, and they're
Verts.
still raising the funds
Yeah.
for Verts right
Yeah.
now. I'm not like I said, I know they got it, but it's still a lot of money. Um, but yeah, Jackson's to the left if he stays. Delap in the middle. The beautiful thing about what we're building here is it's get back in the major way for the lick that Kevin De Bruyne to City represented
Chelsea.
to Chelsea. I mean,
Yeah.
right now we have taken, I think, 4 or
Just to
5.
clarify, Leon Delap used to be a City
Yeah, so City
graduate,
City
so the
Academy
crowd knows.
graduates at Chelsea right now
Mm-hmm.
are Liam Delap, Romeo Lavia, Cole Palmer, Enzo Maresca, who was the Don Dada of the whole thing.
Yep.
And I'm missing probably a player.
Tosin.
Tosin, yeah, great call. Tosin
Tosin.
came, yeah, exactly. Uncle Tosin was there as well.
How do I even know that?
That's such a great shout, bro.
Yeah.
And I think Sancho technically was a City.
Sancho, yeah.
But he
But
obviously
yeah. Be going back with your
sent us back.
300,000.
We sent him
Be
back.
going back with
Yeah.
your 300K.
So yeah, no, it's good to see us, like I said, accumulate. I don't want to say City rejects, but when Chelsea was great is when we lost out on when Kevin left.
And Salah.
And Salah and all those. You lose a couple. You can't just hoover up all the talent. And I think City, 2 years, 3 years removed from a treble, and winning the trophy 3 times in a row, right?
4.
Jesus is Nazareth. Oh goodness! Doing that, yeah, you're gonna lose, especially young talent who's just vying for
Wait,
an
was it 4 or
opportunity.
3? Am I making that up?
I think you're right.
Am I making that up? It feels like so much that I can't even remember anymore.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
there's a reason why Jurgen left, but that's you're gonna lose a couple of diamonds or a couple of talented players, and I think Pep knows that, and the whole league will know soon enough by the the quality of play, by the talent that we're getting for cheap, very cheap.
Yeah, it is 4 in a row. Like I feel like that's not really being spoken of. 4 in a row.
It's absurd. So like people don't give. I don't think City got
the credit.
no, City got the credit that they deserved. Everybody begrudgingly gave it, but I didn't give City any lip this season when they had a drop off.
Yeah.
Because of what they've done.
Like, yeah, come on.
Let them.
It's enough.
Somebody
drop the pad.
Yeah, somebody get hurt.
Drop the controller.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's like they've been playing and then they got a phone call and now they're on the phone while they're playing. And
or they get the little brother to play.
And now and then at the end they're okay. Top four. Sorry. And they might win the Club World Cup.
Yeah, I know,
if they
right?
do that, God forbid, and everything's right.
God forbid.
It's that serious. It's that serious. You think this is a game, bro? Like these types of dubs change the trajectory of these clubs.
Yeah, fair.
City or Madrid winning the Club World Cup represents a lifeline to 2 major clubs that are who finished. I mean, it's not every year that you see those 2 clubs finish where they finished.
Yeah,
and
how they finished.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway,
we'll see. Speaking of City, Nuri, and get this, your ultimate team guy, Ryan
Cherky, yeah, I saw that. Cherky's man, he's a player.
But I'm scared though
Yeah,
because I don't want him to be institutionalized. But he gives me this personality like he would butt
well, yeah,
heads
yeah, yeah.
with.
He gives me Eden Hazard,
Mm-hmm.
Hakeem Ziyech
Mm-hmm.
vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna ball till the day I fall type
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
you know,
Irregardless,
yeah, irregardless. You
I am the
know,
system.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
maybe it depends where Pep plays him. If he plays
Yeah.
him out on the right or in the or more centrally, but if he plays out wide, maybe he'll try and form him. I know Pep misses prime Riyad Mahrez. I
Yeah,
don't
he
think
does.
Shirky is
Even
that type of player,
he even
but
misses Sterling. Go ahead.
mhm, yeah, he
Oh,
misses
Sterling
that
like
type
play.
of player. I know that like Shirky's not that type of player, but he's you know like Doku and Savinho and all them. Them made that those guys are
Yeah, in trouble.
yeah they're not
Grealish.
they're
You
not
see, you forgot
penetrative playing
Grealish.
yeah they're not doing it. So I think Shirky represents another opportunity. I think he's a very talented player. I mean,
I think.
if you recruit well from Ligue 1, you can. I mean, it can really change things for you. So
Yeah, don't sleep on Ligue 1 tactic.
mm-hmm.
Talent. Excuse
Talent.
me, not even
Mm-hmm.
tactics. Um, really quickly, I forgot to mention when we were talking about Milan. Modric is rumored to go to
Yeah,
Milan. That would be good for them. I think his presence, the stature, a club like that, a player like that, in the rebuilding process, he can be like obviously on the team. Modric was still balling out for Real Madrid. He was still creating. He was one of that the top creator in Real Madrid per 90. Like I think in this like healing process that AC Milan are going into, I think a player like him, even if it's for a year, 2 years, would kind of help them.
it's gonna help them in this period of time that they're going through for sure. He
Yeah.
represents quality on a free.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Old man, um, timeless though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say he's still got the legs that he used to have, but
But
it's a win-win for both parties because he's gonna keep him fresh for the World Cup if he decides to play next year.
no, he's going to play the World Cup. He's going to play the World Cup. But old legs, however, no Europe.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, just once a week.
Once a week,
Yeah,
and the cup or the occasional cup game. So
yeah.
it might be a good fit.
Might be a good fit
It
for
might be
sure.
a good fit. Um,
And he's good with doing not a lot with or doing a lot with not much.
yes. So again, I would love to see. I think. I mean, if they're going to be losing their talent, AC Milan, they need somebody, people need to watch.
Yeah.
So I mean, who wants to watch a former Ballon d'Or winner?
Yes or no question: is Modric top 5 midfielders last 20 since 2000?
Hell yeah!
Since
I thought you were going to say this year. I'm like, wait, what?
All right. Yeah, me and the lads were debating about it. I was like, I don't.
Since 2000,
Since
name okay, Zidane,
Zidane,
Iniesta,
Iniesta, Xavi.
Xavi, and Modric can drag it.
Okay. You got Lamps and Gerrard and Scholes, the Englishman,
Man,
the Englishman over there.
I mean,
You got the French lads, Makaleli.
no. I mean, let's not do like the DMs
Yeah.
and.
I said yes or no question. And now we're like, oh,
No, but yes or no question.
It's a
Actually,
loaded question.
you know what?
It's a loaded question.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes,
Fair.
because
Respect it. I respect
he won I mean, again, the Ballon d'Or. I don't really like to use the Ballon d'Or as an argument because it's a popularity contest. I mean, sometimes they get it right, in my opinion. Sometimes they get it wrong.
The trophy's
But
crazy for Luka.
but he won it in the
Kaká.
Messi Ronaldo era. Kaká wasn't as great as long
Yeah. Injuries.
as Modric was. Modric to Croatia.
I saw it. Did they win though?
Yeah, but
I know,
Croatia.
I know. Little small Croatia. I know.
Twice.
Yeah.
They finished on the podium.
Yeah.
And he was like majestic. Obviously instrumental for us in Real Madrid. Like
Vieira.
yes.
Okay.
If Modric plays for Spain, what do you just picture what would have happened if he played for Spain?
Probably,
if he played for
come off. I mean, there's so much talent in Spain.
You think Modric
trumps all? Okay.
He doesn't trump all, but he starts.
Okay.
In that period, he starts.
In his peak, yeah.
Come on, man. He starts. He is. I mean, again, you guys tell me if I'm tripping. Tell me if
I
I'm
think it's a
tripping.
great question to ask and put to the audience.
Yeah,
Cruz over Modric or Modric over Cruz?
both of them.
So yeah, so with everybody that I just named, you still think he's 5?
Yes,
Okay, interesting. All right,
with Cruz
with Cruz in there.
and Zidane, all the Real Madrid guys first.
How greedy, greedy.
All the Real Madrid guys first.
Say
Um,
less, say less.
I feel like this thing's gonna go
Next
crazy.
point, Jare.
But yes or no question,
Mm.
or just one name: Cruz or Perlo.
Uh, and you look at the trophy cabinet of a Tony Cruz.
Forget all that.
Okay,
Just leave the legacy.
Andre Pirlo.
No. Next point is Tony Cruz. Next point is Mbuemo to United, which is strange because it sounds like he turned down Newcastle for United. Could he be the peas? Could it be the money?
That is a very strange maneuver. It's a strange maneuver to make. I
Or is it
feel
just United?
it's probably the wages.
Like what?
Why we capping, dude? Like,
Yeah,
it's definitely the wages. I
yeah.
think United are in a situation where, I mean, they've got their wage bill and their wage structure is higher than most clubs in the Prem, and because they're the biggest club in the Prem, off of marketability, you could argue they can do it. They can offer players a lot more in weekly wages than
Yeah.
a Newcastle, which is still in PSR hell. God knows where they'd be if not for a little bit of help on the final day without Champions League football.
Yeah.
Like it would
They
not.
need those fees.
It would have been long.
Yeah, they needed that money.
But yeah, that is a very interesting snub for Newcastle. I wasn't sure. I didn't hear that. It's always interesting to hear that type of stuff.
Very. I'll end with Al Hilal wanting Pedro Hernandez going back to AC Milan and securing Simone Inzaghi as their coach.
Mm-hmm. They all won it last window, right? Or no?
Say that again?
Did they win the title?
No, no, that's Etihad.
Etihad won. Okay, yeah, with Benzema and Kante and N'Golo.
Benzema. This is a celebration with the rap. With the rap. I miss him actually at Real Madrid.
This is Kante's celebration. Yeah, there are some ballers over there for sure, bro.
Diaby over there.
Yeah, there's some ballers for sure.
I never know how to pronounce his name, but whatever his name is, from Lyon, Aourar.
Oh yeah, Our.
Yeah, I forget how to say his name. Yeah, but they have a good team. Fabinho is there. I forget they have a good defense.
Yeah, they've kept them and other clubs have kept Ronaldo from winning anything.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But anyway, so that's all the transfers that I could think of that happened the last week. There'll probably be more next by the time we shoot another episode. But you want to take a break and go back to champs?
Yeah, let's do it.
The final.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll be right back. And we're back.
We are back.
How's the break?
Yeah.
How's the hour?
Hydrated.
What's the rule? I think it's 7.5 hours. You need an hour break by law.
Yeah.
Why am I going through this rabbit hole?
Yeah,
let's go to
the game.
Let's go to the that this guy's going to be playing next year. First time since a couple of years.
Les Grandes Equipes.
Yep.
Literally France this year.
Finally.
Since Marseille, right?
Last team. Yeah, Marseille. Yeah. It's the only team I think.
Only team that won the Champions League.
If from France. But interesting game. Again.
Yeah.
Starting from what we started the episode with, I was way off. And I hate talking. Hate is a strong word. I don't like talking matter of factually. I wasn't talking matter of factually when I was talking predicting Inter to win. and predicting them to be tight to score against and whatnot. I was still saying I think, but I was speaking very strong, and I was watching that game like
Mm.
I couldn't be more wrong. Like goodness.
I mean, PSG. I think what I said is they had the potential to score for fun. I didn't think that was. I mean, I didn't think that was gonna. I knew they had that in them. I just didn't think Inter was capable of allowing something like that
To happen.
to happen.
Yeah.
Those are grown men that we just watched
Yeah.
get in like at the peak of their like. This is the most important moment of their lives, and they just got. So let's unpack it. See how this happened. Post mortuary.
Postmortem of the shellacking
Mm-hmm.
that Inter got. Um, Inter played their famous 5-3-2 system with DeMarco, who cost them in the first two goals on the
Yep.
left. Dumfries, who didn't, he looked a little leggy on the right. Uh, Pavard, Cherby, and Bastoni in the middle. The midfield three per usual of Mkhitaryan, Chananoglu, and Barella, and Turam and Lautaro up top. And for PSG, Hakimi, um, I'm gonna switch this here. Call that Marquinhos and Pacho, Mensch, Jao Mendes or Gomez. I always no Jao Gomez. I always say Mendes all the time, but Jao Mendes was holding for them. The two eights were Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz. Dembele was the 9. Doué on the right. Kvaratskhelia on the left. First of all, what? Tell me what this is. The kickoff. when
What was that?
when it, honestly,
The
when
shit
that
was
kickoff
that?
happened, I was like, oh yeah, they won. I was like, that kickoff, I'm like, this guy knows something
Mm.
we do not know.
Mm.
And immediately that kickoff went, everybody went into position, into their high pressing position. Nuno went up, everybody went up, Fabian Ruiz went up, everybody like pushed high,
Mm.
right? Like so, and actually even further, like so. Um, this shape that I'm showing right now is how the whole game went for the most part. Like
Pressure.
it was just here all the time. Um, Hakimi was in here allowing Due to like first half. Due was very active. I think Due and um, Dembele were like given license to rotate because for before the goal, Due received the ball here, had a shot on goal, and again, Vitinha played him a ball here. Where's the ball? I forget the ball. Gave him the ball there, and he had a shot. And the next time he got the ball, Hakimi runs into the box and for a
Yeah,
tapping.
easy tap.
Yeah, and for that goal, DeMarco's positioning. He first played Due onside, and then this close down on Due was shocking. He was really exposed there. Um, but Vitinha was like coming back here to pick up the ball, and the like when Pacho and Marquinhos was sitting back, he would pick up the ball and dictate from here. Fabian Ruiz and Dragons wasn't going forward as much, but Fabian Ruiz would pop up here, pop up here. Like how they were using Fabian Ruiz, Dembele, and Due. Those, I mean, obviously, we know Hakim and the wing backs are going to be high, but those four players, Fabian, three players specifically, actually four, with
Mm.
Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, Dembele, and Due, their rotation just messed the midfield three of Inter up. It just messed them up.
Yeah.
They didn't know who they're picking. They didn't know where the player was. It was just like it was like hypnosis.
It was just constant motion, right? Like
Yeah,
and players not out of position, but just moving,
moving.
movement. And just you know them not being like these are old midfield, all well established midfielders,
Yeah.
and they were chasing ghosts.
Yep.
They were, I mean, they were miles off of it.
But miles off.
For maybe other than a 40-minute period of time, but like after the when it was 2-0 down, I feel
Yeah,
like there was like
yeah,
a little lull where they kind of stabilized the bleeding, and then the half happened, and they
yeah.
came out and started stabbing again.
Right, and I'll get to when it got even worse because
Mm-hmm.
after the first half, you thought like can't get any worse than this.
Mm-hmm.
It got worse.
Wait,
Another thing that
it can.
yes, it can. Another thing that PSG were doing very well off of Inter's goal kicks was they were man for man. Like when the trigger point was when Sommer had the ball. Dembele tormented. He didn't give him a breath to even look up. Every time he got the ball, he went straight at.
Mm.
What it made it even worse was when DeMarco went out and Pavard went out, and they brought in Damian and Carlos Augusto,
Mm.
and they switched. And Visa came in, but Visa got injured, and
Yeah.
they switched to a back four. So they played um, Dumfries as a right midfielder, and it was something like this, right? So they brought in Damian to play right back,
Yeah.
Carlos Augusto to play left back.
Famous last words.
I'm not Carlos Augusto. Famous last word for real. I forget his name. Zalewski to
Mm.
play left back, then Carlos Augusto to play left mid, and they played Barella and Mkhitaryan, no, Chanaloglu left them. Then the two up top still remained. It got worse because the three in the midfield that was not even keeping up. When it changed to two, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm just looking at their bench. This is a thin team,
They don't
Toru.
have peas, man.
They don't have.
Arnautovic is on the bench.
Yeah, they don't have the. So
Yeah.
obviously, when the first plan A doesn't go well,
There's nothing.
all those
nothing.
subs
There's
made it
nothing.
worse.
There's nothing.
It made it way worse.
There's nothing.
It's
And
an average age is 30 years old.
33?
30 years old.
Oh, 30 years old.
The starting 11, and
Okay.
PSG's 24,
20,
maybe about 25 years old.
Yeah. 5 years
Lean,
young.
lean team. Perfect. Balance of age and experience.
Yeah.
Marquinhos 31.
Yep.
Hakimi a little bit older, but everybody else
Young boys, young
yeah.
bucks. Vitinha was this guy here, man. I was going to mention something. Vitinha ran the game, right? He dropped here, collected the ball, dropped here, collected the ball. Collected the ball. Even for the goal, like it, quick 1-2s. Dembele pop up here, do 1-2, slide in, do another near post finish, like you said. But Vitinha ran that game, right? But me personally, I've played in midfield back in the day, and I feel like Fabian Ruiz and João Gomes, the work that they do in terms of like not necessarily having the ball, but the runs they make, the positions that they put themselves, allow Vitinha to run the show. Saying that to say, for every one midfielder that you see balling out, the others are doing so much to make that happen. It may not even look aesthetically pleasing. If you don't know ball, you won't see it. But just for example, I mentioned earlier um, how we use this number 8 as Fabian Ruiz. He was like here. He would show him and Jargons will show for Vitinha for a quick 1-2, just like for the goal. Like just the options that they provide alone, and you have to respect those options. Just allows players like that to flourish. And I just wanted to give them a shout out.
Yeah, I mean, the midfield is a midfield like that is a symbiotic type of thing. It's a bunch of push pull. And,
Yeah.
When one ball's out, it typically means the other one's doing the dirty work. But perfect balance in that midfield for PSG. They knocked it out of the park.
And again, the only thing Inter was playing for when they were more dangerous were towards the end of the game when like the subs happened and set pieces. But again, they couldn't build up from the back because Dembele was pressing the heck out of them.
You said the word dangerous.
Not dangerous. I mean, okay,
there was a
you're
moment of
right.
stabilization,
You're right.
but at no point.
Dangerous. I use it
Yeah.
relatively.
Okay, fair,
Put
fair,
it that
fair.
way. I use it
At no
relatively.
point did I think
Oh my
that
god.
team, you know,
Yeah.
shiver me timbers.
You know that
Yeah, yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, like at no point. I was, if anything, I was concerned for them.
Yeah.
And 90 minutes, they said go home to your families, bro.
Speaking of, Timmy pointed it out in our group chat.
Mm,
Shout out to the ref for just blowing the whistle at
yeah,
90 minutes. Just
go
call it.
home to your families.
Just call it. Just call it. There's nothing. There's nothing to play
Mm-hmm.
for. But what the thing I was gonna say, sorry, was Inter where like again same thing they're doing to Barca using um, Turam or Lautaro as the release point to hold the ball when they go long and stuff like that, and push them up, like
Mm,
bypassing the press that way. It did not work because
mm-mm.
Marquinhos and Pacho. In fact, um, Due's first goal was off of a counter, like when like Inter were all up front,
Trying to beat the
trying
press.
to beat the press, and they just
Yeah.
killed them.
Yep.
So that I mean, the death was kind of was
Yeah.
headshot. There wasn't too much.
I mean,
It wasn't confusing.
every punch landed
Every single punch.
caused trauma.
Yeah,
It hit a major organ every single blow that
every
was
single.
thrown. So, except for the couple of misses, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
with Barcola and
um,
stuff like that,
you
and
know,
Cavaschelli
they
and
were
stuff.
razor sharp on the night. I think, just for perspective here. Second,
Yeah.
um, PSG had 8 shots on target. 5 of them went in. Inter alternatively had one weak Marcus Thuram
Thuram shot, yeah,
header. I don't even call it. It was barely on target.
yeah.
And then Lautaro had one, I think, as well.
Yes, Lautaro had one as
Um,
well, a shot from
yeah.
outside too.
So um, miles off it on the night,
Yeah,
and
miles off it. And now Simone Inzaghi's in Saudi.
yeah.
A couple of days
I
after.
don't cry for Inter, man. I mean, this is the second final they've lost on the bounce, but
Mm.
I think how many times have they won the Champions League? Many, more than once, more than
Really?
twice, more than 3 times.
Inter?
Inter Milan.
I don't. I remember. I mean, the Mourinho one, of course. But I don't know how many. Uh,
Check.
I don't know how many titles they have. They
3.
have three.
Okay, I
Yeah,
said more than once, more than twice, 3 times.
3 times. Yeah,
So
fair.
yeah, it could be 5, but I'm not crying for somebody like that.
Come on, man.
PSG, I think it was as much of a sports washing project as you could say. I have sports and success. If you, it's all about suffering, right?
Yeah.
And they've
You have to earn
suffered.
your stripes.
Yeah, they've
You have to earn your
suffered.
stripes. I say that all the time about Arsenal. You have to earn your stripes.
They've suffered.
Yeah.
We've watched it. It's almost
Comical.
I mean, I like it was comical for a while. Now it's just like, oh, you're mocking it. Like even last year when they got eliminated with Mbappe, I was just like, I just couldn't. I mean, it wrote itself.
Yeah, PSG.
So it's good to see that kill this whole, because they are Paris is probably one of the hottest market or hottest areas for footballers. Like
Yeah,
footballers are built in the streets of Paris,
yeah.
and all those players are academy talent for Paris Saint Germain. So.
A lot of them, yeah. And Mbappe seems to be taking it well, by the way.
That's
So,
hilarious.
but yeah, that was the IQ game of the week.
Yes,
A very, very strange final. First, I mean, the largest. We haven't seen a final like that. Largest margin of victory in the Champions League final ever. So shout out to PSG and congrats on their first star.
Yes, sir.
We want to go to IQ Player of the Week. I know we're having a little conversation about either Vitinha was pretty good, Dembele was pretty good, but we are leaning young buck, right? Young bull.
I just think, well, for what was at stake, I think the performance, um, the venom in which the goals were scored, um, I think Doué deserves a shout.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think Vitinha has been good all tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I think Doué this was his game
Yeah.
to really cement himself to the larger footballing
Yep.
world who wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Or
You
you know
know,
now.
no,
Yeah, you now
and
know.
you know, I think credit to him, and it's not easy to do that at the top, at football's top level.
No.
All
No, it's
eyes
not.
on you.
It's not
So
easy to do any level. No,
any level, yeah.
no talk of what's off
Mm-hmm.
level. But so Due is our IQ player of the week. Shout out to him. I have screenshots
Mm.
of when I literally said, "Who is this Due kid?" Last Olympics, he used to come on for Thierry Henry's French team,
Yeah.
and every time I'm like, "Who is this guy? Like, where did he come from?" Every single time. Again, there's no surprise that he caught my eye because players like that, again, I said, like once they see
Were
them, they're just like, they just excite me. I'm like, okay, I like players like this. So I remember seeing him during the Olympics. I'm like, who is this guy? So happy to see that his development is going nice and long may it continue. Another French talent.
Yeah, I mean, he was. I mean, I remember last year there weren't a lot of suitors for him. I mean,
Yeah.
he went for an important fee,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, last summer, you think a player like that could play in any club would be
Blessed to have him.
blessed to have him, and
Yeah.
what a talent.
What a talent. Speaking of Due, I think he also wins our goal of the week the team um, approach of the goal of his second goal, the one that Vitinha was moving through Inter's midfield like they were cones, and the clever back heel from Dembele, through ball to Due, another near post
Yep.
finish. Conceição had a shout
Mm-hmm.
for today against Germany for Portugal, but Due second goal.
Yeah, I do a second goal for sure. It's
Yeah.
the IQ finish for me. I think again, just a testament to him. Luis Enrique's plan for the game.
Yeah.
If there were, I mean, every player filled out their marching
Oh
orders, did their
yes.
role, but he was like, I mean, he just needed to be the the last the he needed to do his job in order for it to go over the line, and the
Yes.
way that he did his job is
Emphatic. Emphatically.
because I think PSG was going to win that game regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But the manner in which this young man did his work um, is reflected on the scoreline and how
Yeah.
embarrassing it was.
Yeah. And really quick, um, last episode I was shouting out Vicha Kvaratskhelia for winning two
Yeah,
two league titles in one season.
treble and
Now he
major
won a
titles.
quadruple because they won all four French. All three French titles
And it's good. It's
a-
good.
and the Champions League.
Okay. Wow.
So he won five major
It's
trophies in one
insane.
season for two clubs.
It's insane.
I don't know if that has ever happened before. So
And he didn't. It probably just happened as a hey, I'm on the
on the bench,
roster.
yeah.
This man was doing bits.
Well, he scored in the final too.
He's
So
doing bits.
shout out to Vicha, first Georgian to win Champions League. We know scoring the Champions League final, one of the two, if not both.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
No disrespect. I just don't think there's been somebody else. Trendsetter. ED.
Upcoming fixtures. Tomorrow we'll be watching Spain, France. Then the final of the Nations League will be on Sunday. So Portugal await the winners of this the Ballon d'Or game, the Yamal versus Dembele game. That will be a good game. So that's coming up tomorrow, Thursday at today's Wednesday time of recording. So the second semifinal is happening on Thursday. Final Sunday. There are a couple other games. Ecuador is playing Brazil tomorrow, I believe.
A lot of Chelsea talent there.
Yep. Congratulations.
Kendry Paez
Mm-hmm.
and Moises Caicedo versus. What do you got? You said we got Ecuador and Brazil.
Yeah.
So Esteval Willian and Andre Santos is also chosen.
It's okay. It's okay.
So they'll be there.
It's okay.
I think Ancelotti has included both of those young men. So
yeah.
And with all the tired legs, I'll be tapped into that one.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure. And Chelsea's first game as well. So it'll be good to see the system and what kind of Vinny shows up as well under Ancelotti with no Mbappe. So maybe it'll be last season's Vinny. We'll see. And Chile playing Argentina as well. That's always a good game. That was one of the wasn't it back to back? Didn't they meet themselves back to back in the Copa America final
Yep.
and lost? And Argentina lost back to back to Chile.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah, I was actually
At
the
one
Copa
of them,
America
yeah.
where they lost. Messi lost to Chile's Arturo Vidal.
Yep.
Arturo Vidal in Chile, and
And
he retired. He retired
from
international football.
I heard that and Alexis Sanchez.
Yes, excuse me. Yes, both of them. And it went to penalties. It was a painful game to watch. I won't lie. But yeah, that's a grudge match for sure.
Yeah. So those are the, 4 games that will be
Football never sleeps.
Never, and not in this day and age with the Club World Cup around the corner. I feel bad for these guys, man, but that's another episode.
Another episode for sure.
Yeah, but that's it. Any last thoughts?
No, that's it, brother.
That's it.
Solid episode. Hold off on your Club World Cup tickets. They've been decreasing week by week. I think we're down to like $55 for Chelsea versus LA Galaxy coming up in 2 weeks. So,
wow.
Really interested to see this tournament, how serious it's taken.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think American fans really know
what's
going on. But I will be there. I will be watching.
I will be in Charlotte watching Real Madrid.
So yeah, we'll give you guys some special insight, boots on the ground, as the weeks unfold.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
No Chelsea Conference League. No.
No. It's just
it's not.
Like I said, it was fresh at the time. I don't want to come.
I'm gonna just leave you. I finished.
My mom taught me not to show off to people who don't have. So I just.
You know what? Let's stop now before you talk yourself into problem.